Welcome back to ymtlab Labs. This is where we build real IT skills through practical labs, one clear step at a time. In the previous video, we prepared this Windows Server machine for the lab. It is named DC01. It has the static address 192.168.10.10, and it is connected to our isolated VMware network. Now we are ready for the important part, turning this server into the first domain controller for a new Active Directory domain called ymtlab.test. Active Directory is more than a list of users and passwords. In a real company, it gives us one central place to manage identities, computers, policies, and access. For this home lab, DC01 will also provide DNS. This is how domain members find the domain controller. Before I install anything, I want to do a quick check. The server name should still be DC01, and the IPv4 address should still be 192.168.10.10. A domain controller needs a stable name and a stable address. If either one is wrong, stop here and fix it first. I am starting in Server Manager. From the Manage menu, I will choose Add Roles and Features. This is a role-based installation, so I will keep role-based or feature-based installation selected. I will install the role on the local server, DC01. On the Server Roles page, I will select Active Directory Domain Services. Windows asks whether I want to add the management tools that go with the role. I will accept that option, because those tools are what we will use later to manage users, computers, groups, and organizational units. I will continue through the wizard without adding unrelated features. On the confirmation page, I will select Install. The role installation may take a moment. There is nothing useful to explain while Windows copies files. The installation is not the final step. Right after it finishes, Server Manager shows a notification. I will open it and select Promote this server to a domain controller. This opens the Active Directory Domain Services configuration wizard. Because this is a new lab, and we do not have an existing domain, I will choose Add a new forest. For the root domain name, I will enter ymtlab.test. For a private lab, this name is fine. In a production environment, the domain naming decision needs more planning. But for this isolated environment, ymtlab.test is clear, predictable, and easy to recognize in every later lab. On the Domain Controller Options page, I will keep the forest and domain functional levels at the available Windows Server level. I will also leave DNS Server selected. Active Directory depends heavily on DNS, so this is not an optional extra for our lab. Windows will also ask for a Directory Services Restore Mode password. This password is used for recovery, not for normal domain sign-in. I will enter a strong password and store it securely. The DNS delegation warning can appear in a new isolated lab. This is expected because there is no parent DNS zone. I will acknowledge the warning and continue. I will keep the default NetBIOS name shown on screen. I will also keep the default database, log, and system volume locations for this home lab. In a larger production environment, storage design deserves a separate decision. Here, the defaults are suitable and keep the setup easy to follow. Now I will review the options and run the prerequisite check. The check should finish without blocking errors. Warnings about DNS delegation are normal in this specific setup. The important thing is that the wizard allows us to install. I will select Install. The server will configure Active Directory, DNS, and the new forest, then restart automatically. After the restart, the sign-in screen looks slightly different. I am now signing in with the Domain Administrator account. You can see the full account name on screen. Once the desktop loads, I will open Server Manager. A quick way to confirm the promotion worked is to look for the Active Directory Domain Services and DNS tools. Next, I will open Active Directory users and computers. In the left pane, we can now see the ymtlab.test domain. That is our first clear confirmation that the domain exists. I will also open DNS Manager. Under forward lookup zones, the ymtlab.test zone should be present. This matters because domain clients will use DNS to locate DC01 and the services running on it. Before we finish, I will verify the server configuration one more time. In command prompt, I will run ipconfig/all. I am checking that DC01 still has 192.168.10.10 and that its preferred DNS server points to itself. This is a common place to make a mistake. A domain controller should use its own DNS service for the domain, not a public DNS server. At this point, the foundation is ready. DC01 is now a domain controller for our new lab domain. It is running both Active Directory domain services and DNS. In the next lab, we will create organizational units and a few test users. Then we will join our Windows 11 client computer to the domain. You can find the lab guide and files using the links below. If this guide helped you, subscribe to ymtech Labs. Learn, build, secure. I will see you in the next lab.